FXBros.
Bet. Before we start talking about the charts, we do have news coming out in 30 minutes. The NAB Business Confidence National Australia's banks. They have a poll for about 600 small, medium, and large non-agricultural businesses. It said based on a number that's released, the higher than expected figure should be as a positive bullish for the Australian dollar. You can see it right here while I'm reading this. And the lower than expected number should be seen as negative or bearish for the Australian dollar. So this latest release was the consensus was -3 and the actual was 1. So that was a bullish sign. And right now we have the previous at 1, which it was, and the consensus at 2. So our actual should be 2 or higher for us to have some kind of bullish signal, some positive outlook for the Australian dollar. And then we compare that with looking at the dollar exchange, the DAX, or the DXY, to offset that news, to see what the actual charts can do for the Australian dollar. But if we look at the charts right now, let's see, we have, let me pull up the 4-hour. Let's see. So just speaking from what last week did, so if we draw a vertical line just so I can mark the start of last week so we can see exactly what last week did. So we go here, Sunday last week, it's right about here. So we just look at it from these candles here. Let's see. What is that? Okay, it's not really that. I'm gonna change the opacity. Dotted line. Light this up a little bit so we can see. But so if we look at this from Sunday going until Friday at 1700, which is this candle here. One thing that stands out is that the open and the high of the last candle on Friday is exactly the same price as the low and the open of Sunday. So if we look here, basically what I'm trying to get to is that we were consolidating. Even though we did have some decent bullish moves, I mean, nobody really knew. I think the ultimate move, if you caught it, was sales. And as you can see, we pushed higher but failed to take out the high from Friday morning. It pushed all the way up into this old 4-hour gap from January 15th. So we previously tapped into this area in March 8th. and strongly into the median area of the zone at April 9th. And then again this past Friday on May 3rd. Yeah, Friday at May 3rd. We had that bullish push into that zone. So coming from Sunday right here, which was a bullish engulfing. So that alone could have got you in the trade, a few pips, like 8 to 10 pips above that close on the smaller time frames, realizing that we wasn't trading lower. As you can see, this is the 4-hour time frame. So these next 4-hour candles, right after that initial bullish engulfing on Sunday's open, we failed. The wicks failed to break lower, and also any bodies closed below the open of the low of this first candle, which was down here at 6605. So with price not even reaching down there, struggling to build a story to sell off, we still get more engulfing. So even if you were to catch buys, just as soon as it breaks above this high, you don't have to wait for the close. You could have, I would at least say it was good enough to wait for the close on the 1 hour. So if I can put a horizontal line right here above the high of that, we could change that to yellow. Got it. So if I go to the 1 hour time frame, as soon as we got a close above that, that's where you will get into buys. So this 1 hour close around 21, which is right when you got the close above. And you would have entered here. Stops would have been below the low of here, which was, I would say, 66 cents flat. And targets would have been at least the high of here, or at the very minimum, right up under this turning point at the minimum, or at least the low of this could have been easily targeted, the low of this zone. So from that entry of 66.18 to an initial take profit of 66.32, that's roughly about like 14 pips. Just a little quick move. We had more than enough opportunity to get out of that trade, and ultimately that high that was created, the high that prevented Friday's high from being taken out. I said this high was created right here. It started to turn around, but even at that point, ultimately it didn't take out this high. So the market pushed one more time high, and I believe we talked about this on Monday evening. Me and G got on the phone and talked about the manipulation move of this bullish engulfing that probably enticed a lot of buyers into the market. But if you would have waited to just see if we was going to get a continuation, at least a continuation past this high, with a retest down to 66.35. If that scenario never played out, yeah, at least on the 1 hour, then that's a telltale sign. And another thing is that one, we took out the high, kind of tested this wick rejection we had on Friday morning, that the high of the week, basically. And we couldn't continue higher. And not only that, the following candle after that big bullish push, like all this small consolidation we experienced for roughly like 8 hours, we pushed higher, and then the very next candle completely mitigated and ate all that bullish movement. It wasn't a full engulfing, but still basically voided that out. Then you get one more final push higher. Fail to touch this low right here. And then we get the rest of the sell-off for the week. So you have multiple opportunities to get into this from 9 o'clock and all the way as late as 11 into midnight going on Tuesday. And if you missed any of those moves, you still had opportunities to catch the rejection of NYSC on Monday, and I don't think it was news. Let's see, I don't think news. I can't even look at it, so we ain't gonna worry about it. But I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure if this was news on Monday, but nonetheless, as you can see from this little minor consolidation, we had a support build up here, and that also coincided with this fair value gap that was created after we broke this low, Sunday's low, and price to the T comes right into that gap and also holding the support now turn resistance after we broke through at midnight going into Tuesday. And notice it was a strong resistance because we had strong supply. We had strong resistance here. Big body candle to break through it. Testing for support, testing for support. Another big body candle to break through that. So always remember we have a way to find a good level of strong support is looking for where the big body candle had a breakthrough, because you need that much volume and volatility into the market to break through strong support, especially on the 1 hour, 4 hour. So back to the 4 hour. After breaking all that down, you can see the same scenario here. Got wick projections creating support. Market can continue higher. Still get that bullish market to entice buyers into buys, even though the impatient would have gotten their stops hit, because the patient would have waited to see if this high from Friday was going to be taken out, get a retest down to this area, and then look for buys. Not expecting to catch buys in a continuation high, because you kind of got to expect in the back of your mind that that bullish move is going to be short-lived, especially if we look back at history. Knowing the fact that we just came from basically a smooth 3-week run, bullish run from this week right here, the 22nd, Monday through Friday. We get another one from the 29th. So yeah, 2 weeks. A good strong 2 weeks of bullishness. So again, speaking on the 1 hour, we have a built area of resistance here with all this wick projections. So one, you will be leaning more on that history is going to repeat itself, that we're going to reject this area too, but this is also a good level to be patient and wait for price to break this area, this strong resistance with a big body candle. Like I said, if you have strong support or resistance, the only way to confirm a break is through a big body candle. And you gotta wait for the candle to close, obviously. There's no way of getting around that. So that's one thing to look at it. Other than that, if we never got that, and then not only that, look at this candle here. This candle probably would have been the candle to break this. But look where it started from. Started way down here, 65.82, and it, for this bullish move to still be true, it would have had to break all the way up to roughly like 66, 70. So from 65, which is 65, 70, that's 100 pips in one 4-hour candle. Kind of not likely. You might get that in two candles, with a continuation move, but trust me, that this scenario probably won't happen at the close of a daily candle, meaning this won't be the start of a new day, just a straight 100 pip candle in a 4-hour. So with that being said, we would need to see a strong continuation similar to this scenario here, where we have the break of support, old resistance, turn support, and we have a big body candle to break through that, followed by another big body candle to confirm the sell-off. If we get a retest, we get more further selling off. So, and this only was powerful because they had enough liquidity to take out all these highs right here. Took that out right there. So I had enough liquidity to then sell off to this old zone from Jay's birthday on November 14th. And that was enough liquidity to push us back higher. But as we can see, it wasn't strong enough to break above even of a larger time frame. Let's get Jay on here. What's up, brother?
What's happening, man? What's going on with you?
Oh, man, you already know, just running my mouth.
For sure.
Breaking it down, rolling it up.
That's it.
That's what we're going to call that segment, the breakdown and roll up.
Real facts though, man. We'll start getting to some segmenting. I know right now we just kind of do our breakdown and go to the news segment,
Yeah. Gotta have some.
I like that though. I like that.
Break it down. Trappy breaking it down, weighing it on the scale.
Come on.
Nah, but basically just breaking it down last week. Kind of notating the bullishness we had, and then followed by what the bulls couldn't do.
Yeah.
To take out highs and subsequently selling off.
Facts.
But looking at the larger scale of things, we was in a transitional consolidation. Like we transitioning into sales, but it didn't come into true fruition yet. Like this low right here would need to be taken out for us to be like, okay, yeah, the bears are super strong. And when you build structure, that's when you know you're strong like this. The bulls weren't strong until they broke this area, retested, came up, took this low out, then pushed higher. So, of course, if we look at that situation on the 4-hour, even if we get a close below here on the bodies, the best we could do that we could plan for is like maybe this gap target potentially, but at least for sure probably this low. That's not to say that the true directional change would happen when we break this low. And the reason why I brought that up, because we did break this low here, which would probably entice people like, oh, we're going for sales. But as you can see, after we took out that low, we eventually made a new higher high.
Correct.
So in this scenario, we could take out this low and still potentially go higher. So don't be so quick to, if you go catch sales, like I said, you got to be in sales early. You can't, right now probably would be a decent area to take sales. You got, at least put your stops up here. I wouldn't be too mad at that, but you're still at the median. Take profit is going to happen near this gap, near this low, and potentially at this ultimate low. So you got to look at what's the potential for you to make some money. And if it's not much, then you got to realize, okay, looking at this market now, what could I have gotten in, to realize these profits? And that's just something you're just gonna have to, get used to with chart time and knowing your pair. When it's a good time, like say like this bullish push higher that couldn't close above. And we're looking at the 4 hour. If I'm looking at the 1 hour multi-time frame analysis, I probably would have saw a strong bullish close the first hour and then a continuation sell off. If I'm looking at that multi-time after seeing this, knowing that this push didn't take out this high, yeah, after seeing this, I'm loading the boat on sales. Why? I look at this like shooting craps. Like, this is my best dice roll. This is my best chance to roll the dice on sales right here. Granted, it might not work, but look what my stop loss could be. So I'm going to be out quick. Yep, stop loss right here. Sales, like, it may not seem right. This candle probably was green as hell at that time. But judging off of this, and not only that, judging off of this bullish move we already put in for 2 weeks, you could kind of start engineering the fact that we might be ready for a retest. So with all that coupled, yeah, go and take that risk, that risky trade, but still within your parameters of, you know, entry signal, and get in the market. I look at stuff like this entry, it's like you missing out on this bearish engulfing, but still having another opportunity to get in.
Right.
That's how I look at this. I don't look at this like, oh, you know, you're not waiting for the candle to close, so why you getting in so early? Because it could go higher, true. But if the bearish move is still engineering in, this is just simply saying I got in at the price I was supposed to get in, or how I like to look at how the different sessions in the different countries talk to each other. This could be London and the Asian selling off, and then the following day, Asian or London or US could be like, well, shit, I want to get that price too. Let me buy it up so I can get that same price y'all got at. Okay, now we all go sell. So, and I know I was talking about how on Monday evening we had called this move right here, this bullish push higher, as a more of a sign for manipulation to entice people into buys. And as we look back in hindsight, that's exactly what happened. That bullish push was nothing but an enticement to get into buys furthermore. I mean, how many people want to really start buying bullish engulfing candles at the top of the market? It's not a small thing to do.
Buy low, sell high, man.
Nah, facts. It's cliche, but it works. So, at the start of the live, I pointed out that we have news coming out. We're going to jump to news right now, but we do have news coming out in 6 minutes for the Australian dollar.
News coming out in 6 minutes?
Yes, sir. So let's jump to the news right now so we can use it. Because,
yeah,
you know, gotta use it. Gotta have something to use. So if we look at news right here, we see the National Australia Bank's business confidence. How confident are they in non-agricultural businesses? That's what this news report is all about. Basically a phone survey that they get from about 600 businesses, small, medium, large, non-agriculture, to just get a kind of get a temperature check on that market to see where they are basically, as far as potential future lending and all that type of stuff. So, and I pulled this up earlier, but the previous month was a -3, and the consensus was, I think, 0, and the actual was 1. So now we're looking at the previous one. The consensus is 2, and as long as we get a 2 or higher, we should that should be read as bullish for the Australian dollar. And I say with this news release, you know, you can couple that with looking at the DXY. and to see how that matches up with the dollar exchange to kind of see how the Australian dollar could and should play out. It don't necessarily always happen that way with fundamentals, but you know, you want to at least have some kind of rule-based system or several tools to kind of confirm a news event, especially something like this, because this normally doesn't really move the market. It's not like a, you know, Powell speech, Fed chair, NFP, CPI. So, but this week is going to be volatile. So, as you can see, in 3 minutes, we do have that news release coming out. Tuesday, May 14th. No news on Monday. On Tuesday, May 14th, we have PPI month over month. Then at 9 a.m., right after NYSE, we got Fed Chair Powell speaking. Or, yeah, no, that is NYSE, right? Because it would be 9 o'clock us and is it 8 o'clock New York?
Yeah, that's NYSE, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. So, yeah, he popping it off. Quick speech. On Wednesday, NY Empire State Manufacturing Index. We have inflation rate, core inflation rate, retail sales, inflation rate month over month, and CPI. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 news releases on Wednesday morning.
All at 7:30?
All at 7:30.
That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Jeez.
Double back with an 8:30 unemployment rate for the Australian dollar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, something gonna happen on Wednesday. Something is definitely gonna happen. That's crazy. Thursday, jobless claims, continuing initial, and then we have building permits. Also, even though we don't follow this market, we got unemployment rate for the Chinese market coming out on Thursday. So this is gonna be a big unemployment rate, interest rate, CPI week for two of the biggest countries and continents, if you will. And then you see how they slid this in right quick. Next week, Sunday, look at the time. 2:30. Next week.
That's PM. Before?
That's PM.
Wow.
Fed Chair's Powell speech.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, right after church. That's crazy. Yeah, this I don't know. This might be one of the weeks. Yeah, it really might be one of the weeks, boy.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
So let's go back to the charts. Let's start looking at seeing how we do from a larger scale. Look at the monthly. Take a look at the monthly. Okay, how do you like this scenario? The monthly is strong right now in bulls. We have a nice body candle. But looking at the previous 2 months, we have strong rejection with rejection from these highs. One scenario I could see is that we get another one. And the reason why we say we get another one, because I like the way this candle would look if we was at the end of the month, not the middle of the month. Middle of the month is telling me that we got a whole lot of room for sales. That's how I'm reading that.
Right, because we already got that bullish movement early.
True, early. And look at the from the lows. Small ass hit. I think the market might want to test that. And why not? That's too easy. I mean, all the other previous markets test the lows. Test it. I mean, not this one, but this one is tested. Oh no, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But I do notice that we got an early kind of engulfing sandwich-ish type scenario going on.
Yeah.
It's the 12th, so it's early. We're not even halfway through the month yet. And looking at the previous candle sizes, I would say at best, we could have a scenario like this, and we pretty much halfway there, even like this. It's down to like a third of this candle and half of this one. So yes, with volume, we could push higher and close above here. Yeah, that's true. Or to follow in the footsteps of the history, previous history, we could look at this move. And not to mention, this is middle of second quarter too. So this is like the continuation of building the narrative and the story. Because look at what was built with the first quarter. Ended off with a pin bar, or what they call it, inverted fucking hanging man. I don't know. They got so many damn names for this candle. Right. Followed by doji kind of indecision candle.
Yeah.
Still both kind of indecisive on what they wanted to do. That ended the quarter. This is starting the quarter, so I don't know. One could say that we might get a bullish push up out of here, which I wouldn't be mad at that, because on the cool we got some nice recent targets that we could hit. One here from January, one here from February, and I would like to see us probably maybe potentially target these, or we could go for the much older trades and target these old gaps from 2020. But like I said, that'll be further on in a year as we start to move further down on the monthly. But it's kind of too soon to tell, but I wouldn't be too mad at sales to try to mimic what these candles look like, because it needed to push higher to create this wick scenario. Same as these two previous months. Big wick, it needed to push this higher. So if that's the case, I already did that. Maybe continue off the sales. And we already caught sales up here. That'll be a good scenario. And I feel like this news release, the news releases for this week, can be the the story that we need to make that happen.
I'll be right back, bro.
Yeah. If we dial down to the weekly time frame, most recently, this kind of would make me lean more into buys. Is the fact that this bearish engulfing was short-lived, even though we did take out the lows that we quickly, after that lows closed, we quickly traded back up and created a bullish engulfing. And also, this candle closed within the open and close scenario of that previous bearish engulfing that would have got everybody into sales. So that was a strong bullish close. Following the next bullish close, which closed above the close and open of that previous bearish engulfing scenario. Followed by another week of no big bodies, no strong selling. Just basically an indecision candle that's bearish, that's kind of sitting there near the highs. This week will be a telltale sign of where are we going next. I if I'm in sales right now, which I am, I would at least just like to see how the market handles the price of 65.55 right around this area to see if we're going to get another rejection similar to the previous week, even though this is like a very small, minor little gap scenario. We'll see if the market is going to trade through this and close below, and then we might get a scenario where we continue lower. And if we're looking at the daily, we might see some clean traffic for that sell to make sense. Other than that, I would see the market potentially maybe not trading below this area, and then giving us another doji bar, but potentially closing bullish, a bullish doji. And that will probably be all we need for this week. And with the news and the volatility that's about to come out this week, it's either going to go one way or we're going to get another indecision doji candle, hands down. Because we'll get news pushing it lower, then we get CPI or Powell speech pushing it back higher, and we'll have the same scenario. But if the news is in our favor and the DXY is correlate negatively with the move of the Australian dollar, and that's basically how we can justify which way prices are trying to move. But looking at this right now, if you want to be in sales, now is the time. Like, don't wait for the market to get down here to try to catch sales, because you pass stuff on like a good 50, 60, 75 pips. So you want to get into being comfortable with taking uncomfortable trades that's screaming buys, but it's screaming buys at a previous high. So you know that's not a highly probability setup. So you want to give it a few more hours or days to see what the market is really trying to do before you jump the gun. Like I said, this is a weekly time frame, so we would initially have to wait weeks, but we don't have time for that. So that's why we look at smaller time frames like the daily, 4 hour, and 1 hour. And let me see, what was that price in the week I was talking about? Right here, 65.55. So we look at the daily. I think that's Scully back. Whoa.
Had to jump on the other one, bro.
That's a bit.
All right.
Hold on one second.
All right.
Hello. Yo. All right, we back.
For sure.
So, yeah, so 65.55. That would be right here. So now, Same with that weekly gap. We got a nice daily gap too, and also this is a structured low. So same thing for the weekly that I said. The daily would also have the same rule for it to be. You would need to see a daily close below here for us to kind of lean more on a bearish week that we could get. Also, that indecision candle that we had last week, right here, would basically show up as on a daily. These 5 candles right here, basically, like I said, we had a sell-off, nothing really structurally, attacking the previous structure points, but still we had a sell-off and then followed by a bullish engulf, and it traded right back into where Monday and Sunday started from. And then kind of a, settling off on Friday. Not real true song sales, but with this low being engineered into the market that we can see, if we get a close below 65.55, at least on the daily, meaning you gotta wait till 4 p.m. depending on your time zone, 4 or 5 p.m. for the daily to close, and it would have to be down here under 65.55. That would give me more confidence for sales. Now, granted, if you feel that that is a highly probable and a potential that is going to work out, you will want to try to catch sales early before that. And that's why I said, kind of taking a gambling aspect when it's not really gambling, because we got a lot of rules and tools we use to make our decisions, but you will want to take that kind of gamble when the odds are in your favor. Basically, it's selling up here, even though we're near the highs and we follow the bullish engulfing. But looking at the smaller time frame, 1 hour, 4 hour, if you caught sales, looking at all this wick rejection and the fact that nobody's closed above this rejection, this rejection, this rejection, this rejection, nobody's closed above. So that we must be going for sales. We must be clear traffic. This is basically I don't know. I don't know how to analogize it, but this is basically, rolling the dice with your eyes closed, which you really don't need your eyes to roll the dice, so that's a bad explanation, but you get my drift. This is just a better scenario. Probably don't feel right to sell from up here because everybody is thinking buys, especially when the market is pushing higher, but who would really want to buy at the top? It just don't make sense. The only time this scenario right here, this whole scenario, the only time this would make sense when you want to catch a buy like this, if this scenario was on a 1 minute or a 5 minute time frame, and we got a high here and probably another high way up here from a previous session. That's the only time this scenario would be good enough to instantly get in. And why? Because that goes back to the instant gratification. If this is the 1 minute to 5 minute, and the price was moving higher, and you had belief that it was going to go high and test old session highs, then yeah, this scenario probably would be okay to catch buys and stops below here. But as we can see, you do that on a daily time frame, trying to catch buys, and a stop below here. I believe it's 240 pips stop loss. Does that make sense? That only makes sense, which it really don't make sense, but that only would make sense in a scenario if you're at least going for a 2-to-1. Well, who want to risk 240 something pips, especially when you're buying at the high on the daily? But like I said, the only way that makes sense, you would have to go 2 to 1. That's a 1 to 1. And it's off my screen, a 2 to 1. So there you go. Not a high probable setup. And then to think about the time involved that it would take for this trade to become profitable. You talking about the end of 2025 type shit. Summer 2025. Like,
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
you know, so different time frames warrant different entry parameters and situations. You got to take everything into consideration. But with that being said, I'm the fact that Friday, even though last week was coming from this low down here, but no, I'm tripping, this daily. We go to 4 hour. This yellow vertical line is the start of last week. So basically, this is what last week did. And the fact that after we open, we can continue higher, or this scenario here, bouncing off of this old resistance. We couldn't continue higher to take out all these highs. I'm kind of leaning more towards sales. And I would look for the news releases throughout the week to see if that matches up with my bias. And speaking of news events, if we look at Australian dollar, National Australian Banks business confidence, the actual was moving. Previous was 1. They thought they was going to go higher with a consensus of 2. It stayed at 1. So their confidence is pretty much the same level as what it was last month. Not bad, but not good.
Right. Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Yeah.
And the market loves change. Positive change.
True.
That's how we get value. So, yeah. So we have this scenario here playing out. Nice little sell-off. And I think I kind of strongly believe that, yeah, we will continue selling off and look to potentially fill the rest of this clean traffic. At minimum, we're going to test this low. At minimum, we'll come to like 65, 80, 65, 70 at minimum, in between that area. We break below, cool, continuation. If not, then this low is strong. And it will probably be some kind of news release or some kind of event to go push it higher. Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. It's for sure going there. For sure. Yeah. I agree on the sales. I like them a lot. And we're just going to see what they do. See how they play out.
Facts.
Ultimate bottom for me would be 64. 20.
Ultimate bottom. I got you.
Ultimate bottom.
64.20. Nice.
Catch a nice sale. Run
pips.
that. Yep. Catch a nice sale. Run that for a couple of weeks. Let it take you out. And yeah, man. That's what I'm ultimately looking for. Been looking for sales for some time.
Yeah, I did. I'm still sitting in sales, and
Same here. Yeah.
I think I entered this manipulation sale. I think I added here, but I didn't catch any of the Friday continuation. So, but nonetheless, like I said, that same price is basically.
Oh, I didn't see the chart ain't not up, or it wasn't up.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's not up. There we go. So basically, yeah, I got sales here, and I didn't re-enter here. But yeah, letting it continue to drop off, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a nice week if we get that continuation.
Oh yeah, I agree, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. How everything going with you? Other than that,
Been good, man.
That's good.
We had a nice week. Nice weekend. First and foremost, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
The mothers out there. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And,
they got Mama some barbecue.
Nice.
That's what she wanted.
Nice.
Straight smashed it.
I'm about to say, boy, especially out there.
Spring Creek.
Man, come on, that's easy.
Yeah. Nah, it was good too.
That's easy.
It was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy, when I went in there to go pick up the food after I ordered it, tell me why they moved 2 of the tables that people usually sit down to eat. They moved them together to make a big table, and all that table just had to-go orders on them. Tell me why it looked like Christmas morning.
What you mean?
Bruh, what I mean was it's Mother's Day and people was thinking just like Mama was thinking, I want some Spring Creek barbecue. And when I'm gonna tell you like this, they easily made 20 to 30,000 today. Easily.
Yeah. That's on the low end.
On the low end. They made that today. When I saw that, shit, I picked up 4 bags out of the. So it's like, yeah, well, people copy. You said what? What's Papa?
Cut the water off, man.
Where? Hold on, Jay.
What water? They cut it off? Yeah, he's gonna cut it off. For what? What, cut it off? It's off. It's off. It won't come on.
Yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
No, that's what's up, man. Yeah, hit me up if you're free, bro.
Nah, I will.
For sure.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Holla at you, man. Everybody be careful this week. Y'all know what is going down.
Big volume.
But yeah,
Big
man,
volume.
tap in.
All right, brother.
Peace.
Peace.